"Don't touch that!" I shouted, but it was too late. The rookie had already pressed the big red button marked "Do Not Press." Our ship, the Galactic Explorer, jolted violently, sending me careening into the control panel. I watched helplessly as the stars outside the viewport blurred into streaks of light. "Oops," the rookie said, with the kind of clueless grin that made me want to punt him into the nearest black hole. "Oops? Really, Jason? You just activated the hyperdrive without setting coordinates. We're going to be lucky if we don't end up embedded in an asteroid." Jason's face fell, and he glanced around the control room like a kid who'd broken a vase and was waiting for his mom to yell. I groaned and pushed myself back into my seat, wrestling with the controls to stabilize our wild ride through space. "This isn't a game, rookie. Out here, a mistake can get us killed." The ship groaned and shuddered as it dropped out of hyperspace, throwing us into the middle of nowhere. I scanned the instruments, my heart racing. We were far off our original course, and there were no familiar star patterns outside. "Great," I muttered. "Lost in uncharted space. Just what I needed." Jason looked like he was about to cry, and I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. "Look, just don't touch anything else, okay? I'll figure out where we are and how to get back on course." He nodded meekly and retreated to a corner. I sighed, rubbing my temples. This was going to be a long mission. We had been drifting for what felt like hours when the sensors picked up a signal. It was faint, but definitely artificial. I leaned over the console, narrowing my eyes at the readings. Well, what do we have here?" I muttered, more to myself than Jason. "Looks like a distress beacon." Jason perked up. "Should we check it out?" I considered our options. We were lost, low on fuel, and our rookie had already nearly killed us once. But a distress beacon meant potential allies, or at the very least, someone who might know where we were. "Yeah, let's check it out," I said, setting a course for the signal. "But keep your hands to yourself this time." As we approached the source of the signal, a small, battered ship came into view. It was clearly of alien design, sleek and streamlined, but it had seen better days. I hailed them over the comms. "This is Captain Alex of the Galactic Explorer. Do you require assistance?" There was a crackle of static, followed by a voice that was surprisingly melodious. "Thank the stars. We are in dire need of help. Our engines have failed, and life support is failing." I glanced at Jason. "Looks like we're playing rescue heroes today. Prepare to dock." We managed to latch onto their airlock, and I led the way into the alien ship. Inside, we were greeted by a group of beings that looked like a cross between elves and reptiles, with delicate features and scales that shimmered in the dim light. "Captain Alex," their leader said, bowing slightly. "I am Lorana of the Zolorians. We are forever in your debt." "Let's save the gratitude for after we've fixed your ship," I replied, glancing around. "Jason, see what you can do about their engines." Jason gave me a thumbs up and hurried off, eager to prove himself. I turned back to Lorana. "Tell me, how did you end up in this mess?" Lorana sighed. "We were exploring this region, much like yourselves, when we were attacked by pirates. They disabled our engines and left us for dead." "Pirates, huh? Just when I thought this day couldn't get any worse." Lorana managed a weak smile. "Your assistance is most appreciated. We have little to offer in return, but we will do what we can." I waved her off. "Don't worry about it. Let's just get you up and running." Hours passed as Jason and I worked on the Zolorian's ship. I was elbow-deep in wires when I heard a triumphant shout from Jason. "I did it! The engines are back online!" I grinned, feeling a surge of pride. Maybe the kid wasn't completely useless after all. I wiped my hands and headed to the engine room to check his work. Sure enough, the engines were humming softly, the lights flickering back to life. Jason stood there, beaming like he'd just won the lottery. "Nice work, rookie," I said, clapping him on the back. "Now, let's get back to our ship and—" A loud clang echoed through the corridor, cutting me off. I spun around to see a group of heavily armed pirates boarding the ship. "You've got to be kidding me," I muttered, drawing my blaster. "Jason, get behind me." The pirates fanned out, weapons raised. Their leader, a burly brute with a face only a mother could love, sneered at us. "Thought you'd sneak in and steal our prize, did you? Well, you're in for a world of hurt." I leveled my blaster at him, trying to keep my voice steady. We were just helping these people. If you leave now, we can all walk away from this." The pirate laughed, a harsh grating sound. "Oh, we're leaving all right. But you're staying." I squeezed the trigger and all hell broke loose. Blaster fire lit up the corridor as Jason and I took cover behind a bulkhead. The Zolorians were nowhere to be seen, probably hiding, which was the smart move. "Jason, get to the ship and call for backup," I shouted over the din. "But, just go." He hesitated for a moment, then bolted down the corridor. I took a deep breath and leaned out, firing at the pirates. One went down, then another, but there were too many of them. Just as I was starting to think this was the end, the Zolorians emerged from their hiding spots, weapons in hand. They opened fire on the pirates, catching them off guard. The tide of the battle shifted, and before long, the pirates were either dead or fleeing. I stood up, breathing hard. "Thanks for the assist." Lorana nodded. "We couldn't let you face them alone. You saved us, after all." Jason came running back, breathless but grinning. "Backup's on the way. Are you all right?" I nodded. "Yeah, rookie, we're all right. Let's get out of here." We managed to limp back to the Galactic Explorer, nursing a few bruises and burns but otherwise intact. As we prepared to undock, Lorana approached me, holding a small, glowing device. "Captain Alex, we owe you a great debt. Please take this as a token of our gratitude." I eyed the device warily. "What is it?" "It's a navigational beacon. It will help you find your way through uncharted space. We hope it serves you well." I took the beacon, turning it over in my hands. "Thank you, Lorana. This means a lot." She smiled. "Safe travels, Captain. May the stars guide you." We parted ways, and I set the coordinates using the beacon. As we drifted back into the vastness of space, I felt a strange sense of hope. Maybe we weren't as lost as I'd thought. Jason slumped into his seat, looking exhausted but happy. "So, what now, Captain?" "Now?" I said, leaning back with a sigh. "We try to get back on course and avoid any more run-ins with pirates. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find something out here worth all the trouble." Jason grinned. "Sounds like a plan." As we sailed into the unknown, I couldn't help but feel a strange mix of excitement and dread. The universe was vast and full of surprises, and we were just getting started. A few days later, the Galactic Explorer's sensors picked up an anomaly. A massive energy surge unlike anything I'd ever seen. It was beautiful and terrifying, a swirling vortex of colors and lights that seemed to defy the laws of physics. "What is that?" Jason asked, eyes wide. I shook my head. "No idea, but we're not equipped to handle it. We should steer clear." But even as I said it, I knew it was too late. The ship was caught in the anomaly's gravitational pull, dragging us toward the swirling chaos. "Brace for impact!" I shouted, gripping the controls as the ship was tossed around like a toy in a hurricane. Panels exploded, alarms blared, and Jason screamed as we were sucked into the vortex. I fought to keep the ship steady, but it was like trying to wrestle a tornado. Just when I thought we were done for, everything went still. The ship floated in a strange, serene void, surrounded by shimmering lights. "Are we dead?" Jason asked, his voice trembling. I checked the readings. "No, but we're not in Kansas anymore either." We drifted through the void, marveling at the strange sights. There were glowing orbs, floating islands, and creatures that defied description. It was like a scene from a dream or a nightmare. Suddenly, a massive creature loomed before us, its body shimmering with iridescent scales. It had no eyes, but I could feel it watching us. "Greetings, travelers," it said, its voice echoing in my mind. "You have entered the realm of the Celestials." I swallowed hard, trying to keep my voice steady. "We didn't mean to intrude. We're just trying to find our way home." The creature regarded us for a long moment. "Your journey has been difficult, but your courage and compassion have not gone unnoticed. We will aid you." A beam of light enveloped the ship, and I felt a strange warmth spread through me. The creature's voice echoed in my mind one last time. "May the stars guide you, brave explorers." With a blinding flash, we were expelled from the void, hurtling back into normal space. I checked the coordinates and laughed in disbelief. "Jason, we're back on course. We're going home." He looked at me wide-eyed. "That was incredible." I nodded, still in awe of what we'd experienced. "Yeah, rookie, It really was. We limped back to our home station, battered but victorious. The crew greeted us with cheers, and I couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. We'd faced the unknown and come out the other side stronger. Jason was practically bouncing with excitement. "We did it, Captain! We really did it!" I clapped him on the back. "Yeah, we did. And you did good, Jason. You're not a rookie anymore." His face lit up with a grin that could light up the darkest void. "Thanks, Captain." As we docked and began the long process of repairs and debriefing, I couldn't help but reflect on our journey. We'd encountered danger, made new allies, and seen wonders beyond imagination. And through it all, we'd proven that humanity had a place among the stars. The universe was vast and full of mysteries, but I knew one thing for sure. Wherever we went, whatever we faced, we'd be ready. Because out there, in the uncharted reaches of space, humanity's indomitable spirit shone brighter than any star. And as we set our sights on the next adventure, I couldn't help but feel a thrill of excitement. After all, there were always new horizons to explore, new challenges to overcome, and new stories to tell. And with a crew like mine, I knew we'd face them all with courage, wit, and a healthy dose of sarcasm.